Hey everybody. So if you're seeing this, it's because you're watching one of the many things I filmed a long time ago and never got around to editing. But I now have a Patreon. You can go there, select the tier you would like, anywhere from general support at $1 to the artistic tier, which is $40, but the others are music reactions, $2 or $3, I forget now, and then show reactions and movie reactions each have their own tier at $5 each. You get 1 month early access for everything except for the music, which is 2 weeks early access. And then for the art, it's not necessarily early access, but you get a piece of work for yourself and all of that. But I am going to try to get early access videos up on that tier as well. So please check it out. Link is in the description. Any questions, just ask. Otherwise, you'll have to wait a month and then watch what is coming for free on YouTube. But the any support I do get on Patreon goes towards having an editor, so it will help with that. So please consider. All right, back to the regularly scheduled program. Okay, so we went from watching episodes 1 and 2 on Wednesday night, and I was going to watch 3 and 4 Thanksgiving night, but Dad ended up going to Charlotte later than originally planned, and so I went with him. I got done with work in time, so I went to Charlotte and had Thanksgiving with my aunts. I found out my cousin had been in the ICU for a week and had just gotten out Tuesday, so I found that out on the way down to go see them, but he's doing much better, and it was related to his diabetes. Please take care of yourselves if you have diabetes. Do the medical recommendations, check your sugar. If you're on insulin, take your insulin. If you have to do other stuff, do that. If you have to measure out your food, do that. We don't want you to be in the ICU. I know some diabetics that are so sensitive they have to measure out their sugar levels, basically depending on how many carbs they eat, how many fruits they eat, if they plan on having a beer. My mom's friend has a son who is what we refer to as brittle diabetic. He's an adult, but he's got a traumatic brain injury, and so his mom is his caretaker, measures out all of his food, and if he wants a beer, she has to factor that into his sugars and everything. There are those who are not that sensitive but could develop into being that sensitive. So, take care of yourselves, take care of your sugars, your diabetes, and any other health problems you have, and go from there. Speaking of health problems, my hip is doing better. Because I'm still taking the Aleve, I can't take my migraine medicine, and I have a migraine right now. You can kind of see the tenseness right there. That's the side that has the migraine. So I'm taking things slow. We're going to watch Stranger Things 3 and 4 and get those out of the way because I'm already seeing spoilers. Reactors posting their reactions that night before I crawled into bed. Mama's Geeky had posted their reaction to their first episode. I was like, whoa. And shortly after that, I saw Real Rejects and Cinepals posting theirs. That was the same night. And I've already seen a possible spoiler. Who knows? It could be fake information. It was something about possibly Will having powers. I don't know if it is true, but if it is, I'm not too far off then with me saying about him still being the host and that sort of stuff. And especially with episode 2 seeming to prove even more that he's still a host, and therefore I think he's going to die. But Billy had incredible strength and that sort of thing when he was host. I won't be too surprised, but I'll still be a bit surprised because we just don't think of Will that way. Will may or may not have powers. So there's a couple of things as I was watching reactions to the first and second episodes. We haven't seen that little green pack that Hop carefully pulled out of the baseboard, or not the baseboards, but
behind the wall. So we still haven't seen what that is and what it's supposed to do. So I'm curious about that. And then also, just comment-wise, somebody had commented about Karen's mascara and it being all runny and all that kind of stuff, not taking the makeup off before getting in the bath, and that sort of thing. Of course, she hadn't quite gotten there. Karen could be like me. I always took my makeup off in the bath or in the shower. Just seemed easier on the face rather than using eye makeup remover or something like that. It reminded me about, we have had waterproof mascara since the 60s. But when I was wearing makeup during that time, I remember that waterproof mascara just wasn't common. That's the only thing I buy nowadays, and it still gives me black eyes. So I use waterproof mascara all the time now, but I remember in the 80s, always having to be careful about the mascara running. Just to put that out there. We left off with the Great Wall of China being in the upside down, and people pointed out about possible egg sacs, the round parts in the wall, as well as just being slimy and gooey and yucky. And how did they not notice it until now? And is it like the edge of the universe, and when you go through it, however you get through it, because somehow the Demogorgon got Holly through it, right? And I'm imagining like the curtains like we see on the temporary portals. When you go through it, are you in yet another dimension, another reality, whatever you want to refer to it as? Or is it like all four sides, like the fence around the lab in Hawkins, or the quarantine fence that they have, the military has up around Hawkins, or something like that? So is it infinite? That's the word I was trying to think of, infinite. Or is it finite and there are actual boundaries? Imagine we'll learn more here in episode 3, but I don't know how much more. It could be one of those season-long questions that they're researching and trying to find out. Why is Vecna after Holly and everybody else? Because he said he has room for everybody else. Why does it seem like when he is forcing his vision onto her, like Callie does, clean cut and nice and everything and welcoming and protective, but then he sends his goon after Holly, and if she sees him in person, he's going to be Vecna? So unless he is still projecting and making himself look like Henry, was Will what triggered everything and not Elle? And Elle is just going to be the finisher, right? The cleanup crew. One of my big questions was why they're acting all surprised about Henry having Holly, because they already knew that. They knew she was taken to the upside down because of the portal. So they knew it was probably Vecna. So why are they surprised by Karen saying that it's Henry, other than maybe it's another clue to why he might be targeting Holly and maybe innocent other children? How many other children are missing? That would be a question as well. Is Holly the first kid since the whole debacle, or are there other missing kids other than the missing kid poster for Jane? So let's chill. Let's watch the show and see what answers we get and what inevitably more questions we're going to have. We're attacking the wall already. Ugh. Grossy gross. I think she's doing it faster than Hop. Closing up pretty fast. Somebody else had brought up about this being a lure to get Elle into the upside down, and I could easily see that. I like how he gives in to her. That's good for the battery. There's a reason why they did dehydrated meat. Who's that? Are they going to capture her? I don't think they'll capture her, but that's what they're indicating. Yeah, back that gremlin up. Is it a gremlin or another? I think it's another thing other than a gremlin. Speak up, Will. Uh-oh. We'll leave a note. I am glad that Will stood up for himself, because Joyce was hanging on to him way too tight. I don't blame her. Is that kid next? In the Crayola-looking sweater? Yep. So these kids don't seem to necessarily have guilt. He's preying on a different feature of them. The Turnbow trap. Oh, I wonder if that's the machine that was on top of the Hummer. It did act like a trap for Elle. It's like, what's her name? She's in hog heaven. It got me to thinking, I wonder if they are modeling him after a type of cult leader. Heaven's Gate, the Jim Jones cult, Waco, I wonder if they're kind of modeling him after that, because he's making everything look nice and wonderful and euphoric, and even promising that the parents will join. But I think he's going to keep just the kids and be kind of a cult-like leader, and he can make everything better kind of thing. But then he can raise the kids the way he thinks they should be raised. You know, that monologue that he gave about the working man and not being happy, and, you know, everybody having the wrong goals, basically. So I wonder if that's where he's going with kidnapping kids. And I didn't remember Will seeing anything when he was with Robin, but I wonder if that was off screen, maybe, because I don't remember anything about other kids being involved. That was just my rambling at the beginning. But maybe they did, and it's just in the subliminal part of my mind, because I don't remember it in the reactions either. It's a little trick. He can read your mind. She's had very bright colors on, and I mentioned Derek's Crayola color sweater, which is very bright also, in similar colors, not quite the same colors, but I wonder if the bright colors has anything to do with it. So this is behind that wall, this illusion. I had that tape, so somebody is spying. The stained glass is muted also. It's not that bright red and green and other colors that were in the stained glass before. They're muted colors this time. And she's got both boots on. Okay, it looks like Hop took off with her. Oh, it messed her up. Oh, his knife. So they're calling that the hedgehog. What are you going to do, Hop? Out of bullets. And he's still trying to move with his open wound. That reminded me of something. Is it Deadpool that had something similar? There we go. She's going to kill them. Well, she didn't snap their neck, so more restraint than I would have had. That's not Joyce's car, though. Bullshit.
Look, I'm sorry about this.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay, so Derek is the trap. Okay, so that explains why they were a little shocked from that perspective.
Via kidnapping. It's fine, I think.
She's listening to Will.
I'm not morally opposed to
Might know where we could get some benzos.
Through Vicky. So another thought is, I'm assuming they would have searched the rose stained glass house in the real world in Hawkins, as well as in the Upside Down, and they didn't find any trace of him there. And so that would again back up it being an illusion where Holly currently is behind that wall, presumably. Say when we're together, what they say. So the lyrics are interesting for this part. Running just as fast as we can. I think we're alone now. Of course, it was a love song back when it released. I don't know if it was initially intended to be a love song, but I know that that's the way we thought of it back then. And I love this dress on her the best. It looks like that's the one she's going to keep on. But she's in Hog's Heaven right now. So this is Henry's stuff. I'm not sure why she thought that was a good addition. Now the colors are bright rather than muted. Decoder? But he told her not to go through the woods. So is this a test to see if she'll follow instructions? Of course, both instructions are from him, so... Okay. Oh no, they're still in the Upside Down. I thought they had made it through. So they kidnapped one of the soldiers.
Or how to get through it.
It was acting acidic.
Is this been trained to resist interrogation?
So don't interrogate. Is she going to push him?
BOM promise. Remember?
Yeah.
Be happy.
Come on.
Erica.
This is easy.
I was wondering where she was been.
And just think.
I like how they're showing him having aged
What are
also.
we doing? Enemies?
It happens fast. Time's up.
This isn't about saving Dick.
The insane part got her attention.
Well, what?
It's not real. The elbow's going out past the wall.
I know I'm a hypocrite.
You are a hypocrite, Robin. So Will's got to step in. Whose room are they in?
Not that popular anymore.
I look like I knew what I was doing.
Mike's not in love with Will, though.
Snowball became.
Is that Ted?
Oh God, that looks awful.
Purpose of mystery to me. Thematically appropriate.
I agree.
I'm also giving out free hugs.
You didn't get the turbo charger?
No.
The suspension kit?
It's a goddamn Christmas miracle.
I gotta side with Murray on that. All right, bald eagle.
Thank you.
Watch them need the window washer fluid. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. A little Ferris Bueller. Chicka chicka.
No talking.
Oh, my. I think the romance is going to be severed so badly, it's not going to be able to be repaired. Buckshot? They look too big for birdshot. I think it's buckshot.
Fact or theory?
The theory? Sure, but what about... No, I don't.
Sure, but
Love some... Apologies, milady.
I love Murray.
We're brought together by shared trauma in the first place.
True.
My potato sacks.
Still in one piece. Well, the glass was a little cracked.
Couldn't hurt her mood.
I like how Murray has picked an obvious side. And there is a ring in it. Somebody had guessed that. And I was like, what? No. I was wrong.
Grunt.
Lieutenant.
She took down a helicopter just by looking at it.
True. Your turn. Oh, no. Okay. Thought they were going to switch off. So Gable Ridge Road is where they're located. Oh, he's bleeding. Is that from when he was hit or from now with Elle? So she's learned to piggyback quite well. Is this a trap, though? It could be a trap. Is this going to kill him? Did it kill him? Callie? I don't think it's him. Well, it's not a red cape, so that's good. Why is the end covered? Maybe it's a test for her bravery and whether she's willing to be brave enough for any of the missions Henry sends her on. I didn't have one of those until college, after probably about 94, 95.
Or a Democrat?
Listen, favorite pie.
The pie is laced.
Yeah, this is Sinclair. It's a lot of variables.
True. They did steal a lot of the drugs, though.
Pie. It's got a little
Tang.
nutmeg.
Oh, it's kicking it for him. Oh, we're going to have a fight again.
Why do you think so weird?
He's having tremors. And they did say he was wasted again, so he drinks a lot. Oh, it hit her fast. Probably because she stood up and all the blood rushes to the brain. Gonna have to knock her out the good old-fashioned way. This is very reminiscent of Heather. Good thing she had a backup. Hopefully none of them die from drug poisoning. Yay, Joyce! She's the getaway van. Are they cutting a hole in the floor? Putting the acetone in the water balloons. So they're going to throw that at the Demogorgon and set it on fire. Oh, hey! Tucker and Dale. Oh, a little Leatherface. I think it said still. That's the same kind my dad has. Oh, jeez. Well, there goes Dad's alcohol. So that's once it falls through, it's going to land on that and hopefully get tangled up. I was wondering how they were going to keep it from sinking in the middle. Vecna has used Will to trap them in the past. Makes you wonder if this is going to be another trap or if is taking advantage of Vecna. Smoking cigarettes again.
I was a jerk.
Don't back down.
What kind of mother doesn't check on their 11-year-old boy?
A worn down, overworked single mom.
And you're safe.
Is that ever going to happen?
Because that does seem like a Harrington thing to do, you know, like defend
I think we got company.
Yep. I hear doorbells. Trap number 1. How it didn't see that, I don't know. It's coming through the ceiling. That's why. We certainly are getting a lot of the Demogorgon. Where's the flame? Oh, right in the chest. Took the safety off. Okay. The house is getting trashed. That's what Mike is for. She got the tracker in him, though. Slow down. Bingo. It's because it was too close. Oh my gosh, they're going through yards. Hope they don't hit any pools. They weren't as common back then, so. But they still had them.
God damn it.
Why is it doubling back? Why is it doubling back? The family's waking up, aren't they?
It doesn't matter.
Vecna knows. I wonder if, since Will can sense them and Vecna is using him sometimes, at least as far as we know, I wonder if he can control the Demogorgons, especially now that he's got that psychic connection to them now. Maybe we'll find out here in the next couple of minutes. I know he called Holly a cleric. Mike did. Holly the hopeful? I can't remember the H word he used with her. And is that the same dress his sister wore? And what are scorpions doing in Hawkins, Indiana? I don't think they get scorpions. And those rocks are the gross wall. Oh, we've got a crevice. This reminds me of Merlin, the TV series, miniseries. Is that Henry as a boy? She got her dress dirty. I think they showed him in jeans like that in one of the flashbacks. Oh, hey! So we found Max. Even though Max is in the hospital, Elle couldn't locate her when she went into Max's mind. Didn't Elle have the theory that Vecna may have her mind trapped somewhere? And so maybe he's got her mind trapped behind this wall, which is why Elle couldn't find her, as well as can't find Holly and can't find Vecna. So maybe he doesn't have to have the bodies themselves, but can have the minds also. Although Max is a fighter. So Max is the one who left the hint, the Henry note. Okay, so excitement that Max is now involved. We know that the Demogorgon is injured, but heading back towards the barn. I wonder if a different Demogorgon is going to come through, though. Because if he's that injured, is it going to be able to come through and fight them if it's that injured? We'll have to see how that works out, but it does bring an interesting scenario. And I don't know if Vecna is using Will or not. I mean, yeah, he's using him, but right now it seems like Will is using Vecna. But it also seemed like that in season 2. I'm not trusting it fully just yet. So lots of questions. I don't think they're going to be able to save Derek. I think Vecna is still going to get Derek, even though we tried to stop that. How they're going to explain it to the rest of the family, who knows? Elle is getting very good at being able to use her powers and connecting all of these things we've seen in the past to what we're currently seeing and combining it all. So that's good. I'm waiting for her to be able to project what others see, just like Callie did. But I'm still really hoping for Callie, and I don't think we're going to get her in this part. Maybe we'll get her in part 2. It seems like a waste not to bring her back in and loop her back in. The sound machine, it looks like they have a big one in the lab, but I'm wondering if they knew that Elle may try to read minds and set a trap for her that way too. So I'm worried about that. Her and Hop need to get out of the Upside Down. I think they've got as much info as they can get right now. They need to get out of the Upside Down. And I think that guy died from whatever Elle tried to do in his mind. And I think he truly didn't know what was behind the door. He just knew about the door. And it was very reminiscent of Buffy in the Initiative. I immediately thought of that when I was seeing that. So, thank you all for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.